My name is Dion Stovall, and you have tuned into the Dandelion Dialogue, a podcast centered around social, emotional intelligence, where we meet every third and fourth Thursday to reflect on our social emotional selves, as well as the social emotional happenings in your community. Well, Dandelion community, today we will not have a special guest, as you know, getting to know with Sto, but because I want to share something special with you today, it'll just be a conversation between me and you. And our subject matter today is about fear, right? Something that you don't hear the community talk a lot about, other than we're afraid of something that's happening in our community. But individually, we really don't like to talk about our fears. But today we're going to discuss how fear and social emotional work together interchangeably. But before I begin, I want to sincerely thank each and every one of you all. I'm so grateful for the Dandelion community, for your emails, for your comments, for tuning in each week, for sharing great feedback with me. Your support means everything. I couldn't do this without you. We couldn't do this without you. So thank you for taking the time out of your schedule weekly to listen in and to go and check out the website, as well as go and subscribe on YouTube. Well, if you don't know it by now, this particular subject is dear to my heart: social emotional wellness, learning, intelligence. But we're living in a culture now where we're not really talking about our feelings, other than what we can't do, what's going wrong, how we feel negatively about a thing. And we're living in a culture of fear right now. And I'm not talking about fears of heights, and I'm not talking about fears of bugs. I am talking about the fear of change. I'm talking about the fear of taking risk. I am talking about the fear of failure. And family, you all know that, we are living in a season of uncertainties. We don't know often what's happening from day to day, let alone week to week, and it seems like the weeks are going by so fast. So with all reason to have some fears, and we know that all fears aren't bad fears. We have to use discernment, and we have to know when a thing is a thing and when not to move forward with something. So today I just want us to talk a little bit about facing your fears. Facing your fears. This time last year, around September, many of you all know that I was considering launching a business. I had taken the steps and was continuing to take baby steps and went ahead and jumped right in. I had so many people telling me that I should do it. But as you all probably already know, I'm a little bit of a risk taker, but I have some fears too. There's some things that I just have hesitated to do, and I'm still working to get beyond some obstacles. But I was comfortable. I was content with what I was doing. I didn't feel a need to launch a business. For what? I'm good. But, destiny would have me do otherwise. And I had a dear friend of mine who's no longer with us, who transitioned at the age of 50 this time last year, who looked at me and said, "Stovall, the jig is up. It is your time. The time is now." And I took a leap of faith right after she transitioned, and did it really in her name, and launched a business. I was scared to death. Trust me, I'm still scared every day I get on this microphone. I'm doing something that you never could have told me that I would be doing. But I took a risk, and I'm moving past my fears, and I am wanting and desiring, and I feel that this is purpose, because it's calling me to do it every day. But I kept thinking about the what ifs, and what if I had allowed myself to talk myself out of it, But after turning 50, I'll be 55 this year. I'll be double nickels this year. But I had really made a decision at 50 that I was going to start living this life. And this was one of the things that I wanted to do. So I'm so grateful to be able to share it with you. But today's podcast community is about fear, not the lion's tooth. Okay? And y'all know I love the dandelion. There is a distinct part of the dandelion that I want to talk to you about today. There are many parts of the dandelion. Various parts of that flower, and each of them play a role in its structure and in its reproduction. We have the flower head. That's the yellow, bright yellow flower that's represented. You know, I always love yellow. It's one of my favorite colors. And then we have what you call the bracts. That is the part of the dandelion that supports the flower. It's the head. It's the green part. Then there are the florets. Then there's the stem. Then there's something called the taproot that anchors the plant in the ground. Then there's the seed head, and that's the one that we all love to blow with the seeds on it. Then there's another part, which are the leaves. The leaves are those green little jagged, look like triangles going around the sides of the dandelion under the yellow part, under the flower, and they're jagged in appearance. And they grow jagged. They grow at the base of the dandelion. And the French call it the dandelion. But it is called a lion's tooth. It means lion's tooth. And so when I did that research, I said, oh my goodness, this can't be a coincidence. When we're talking about fear and facing your fears and lions. And you know, lions are supposed to be the most bravest animal in the animal kingdom. So I want you all to remember the lion's tooth as I'm talking to you all today about facing your fears. Well, these parts together make the dandelion one of the most resilient and effective plants around, able to thrive in all kinds of environments and spread easily, as you know. But today I want to really tell you about an experience that I had. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you may or may not know, but I took a trip of a lifetime earlier this year to South Africa. And when I tell you, it was the most beautiful place that I've ever laid eyes on. Now, when I tell that to people, they can't believe it, because we've been given such a negative view and lens of South Africa, of Africa period. And there was poverty, and there was disparity. And yes, I saw oppressed communities, but I saw the most beautiful parts of South Africa in the people and the land. And for me, it was one of the most amazing experiences. It was transformational for me. I took a lot of time to just think about what I had seen, what my eyes had taken in. I did lots of excursions, lots of sightseeing, learned a lot, cried a lot. But the most profound experience that I had was walking with the lions. Yes, I said it. I walked with the lions, like walked with them, like walked beside them, behind them and in front of them. And when it was first presented to us, of course I was like, absolutely not, no thank you, no, it's good, I'm good. And then my dear friend, who claims that she's not adventurous, turned out to be the most adventurous, my roomie. And we both said no. We signed the paper and it was, we're not going. But guess what? It was too late. We was too late. We ended up having to go and went. We drove about 2 hours outside of the Western in Cape Cod, in Cape Town, not Cape Cod, in Cape Town, to the bush. Okay? Drove to the bush, and we were under the impression that we would be walking with cubs, but we were not walking with cubs. When we arrived, there were 3 very grown, very adult male brothers who came out of the bush with the bushmen. Okay? I want you to envision that now. We were told that we were going to be walking with the cubs, so I was a little settled. They were going to be the cubs. Until we got there, ladies and gentlemen, and the grown male lions, yes, I'm talking about Simba, and his brothers came out with the bushmen. Okay? No, the bushmen did not have on guns. They did not have swords, none of that. They had cane sticks. Okay? We walked with cane sticks, sugar cane stalks. And the bushmen gave us a 1 minute training, and that 1 minute training was no fear. Have no fear. You cannot be afraid. That was the training. Ladies and gentlemen, at first I held my breath and I told myself, oh my goodness, I've got all kinds of fear. But as those bushmen walked to us and whispered in our ears and looked at our faces and told us that we could not have any fear, they meant that. We could not have any fear. So I then released my breath and took a walk of a lifetime with the lions and with a group of other people who were feeling very similar to me. What in the world have I done? So many have asked, Dion, why haven't you posted any pictures? Because I just haven't been able to until now. Now I can really talk about my experience because it was so life-changing. I had to process what I had experienced. So you're asking, Dion, what in the world does social emotional intelligence have to do with fear? Well, it's interconnected. These concepts are definitely interconnected. When we're talking about overcoming anxiety and self-doubt while fostering emotional awareness, self-regulation, and resilience. All right? Thinking about that lions too. Thinking about the resilience of that dandelion. So today I just want to share some strategies with you to begin to apply in the area of social emotional intelligence in your life to help you face some of the lions that you may be experiencing in your life. What are the fears that you're facing right now? Just stop for a moment and think about it. What are some of the fears that you may be facing in your life right now? Just pause and think about it. A fear may be, oh my goodness, afraid to make a change, right, in your personal life. Afraid to make a change in the workplace. Afraid to leave the city. Afraid to change careers. No, it doesn't matter what it is, but something may be sitting in you that is creating a level of fear and anxiety. So I just want to share a few things with you. And the first one is checking in with yourself. We're moving so fast paced right now until we don't slow down enough to check in with how we are really feeling. Stop, ladies and gentlemen. Take a moment. Even if it's in the morning when you rise, right? Take a moment during the day and ask, how am I really feeling? What am I feeling? Identify it. Acknowledge it. Yes, this may seem strange. Yes, this may be something you've never done. But I'm challenging you all. You're listening and tuning in for a reason. So I'm challenging you to take a step further and start thinking about how you're really feeling. Right? Name your fears. Because naming your fears can help reduce the intensity of how you respond. Right? Many of us don't like journaling, but I challenge you to write it down. Start tracking your feelings. Another strategy is breathing. Taking some time to breathe. You all have seen my breathing bar. They've been breathing with me today. But I've learned now I breathe constantly. They tease me. They meaning people that know me well, people that work with me. I'm going to take a deep breath. Okay? Mindfulness and meditation. Guys, again, you've heard me say this. This is not woo-woo-woo stuff. Mindful meditation has data and research-based strategies to help you cope with fears, stress, anxiety, pain, to help you find your calm and to come into a calm state of mind, right? They can help you increase your self-awareness. So just think about it. Meditation. I got so many apps on my phone. I use Meditation Mountain. I listen to that in the morning and before I go to bed. I have mindfulness apps that I use. They help you to get past those overwhelming feelings of fear. Cognitive reframing. Well, you may say, Dion, what term is that? I've never heard of that. That is basically you challenging your thoughts. Reframe your thinking. Instead of viewing it as a challenge or a situation, right? Seeing that situation as a threat, consider it as an opportunity for growth. That's what I had to do when those lines came out. I said, now what are you trying to teach me in this moment, Lord? Right? What am I supposed to gain in this moment? But seriously, think about whatever that fear is and what you're supposed to gain from it. That fear and facing it may be the very thing to get you to your next. So shift your perspective on how you're thinking about the situation. Develop some coping mechanisms. What are you all doing for fun? Okay? What are your hobbies? When is the last time you did something that you enjoyed doing? Whether it's painting or walking or horseback riding. I'm saying horseback riding because I told my husband last week that we hadn't done that in years, and that's something that I used to enjoy doing, and I want to start back. See, when you get close to those double nickels, you start doing all kinds of stuff that you did when you were 25. So think about things that you all can do to lower your baseline anxiety. And research says that the things that you love can help you build up a toolbox, okay? Helping you to become more resilient in the face of fear. Building your confidence, right? Also, exposing yourself to fearful situations. That may seem a little oxymoronic, but yes, exposing yourself to fearful situations, right, can help you begin to manage some of your fears. But do them in small, gradual, increments. Don't do it all at once. Don't jump off that diving board, that 12-foot diving board. Start off with the 3-foot before you do the 12-foot diving board. Now, this approach is called exposure therapy. It reduces the power of fear over time. So, gradual exposure of fearful situations. Another strategy, ladies and gentlemen, is positive affirmations and visualization. Start talking to yourself in a positive way. We are our worst enemy when it comes to our thinking, right? Start rehearsing and seeing yourself be successful in those challenging situations. This builds confidence and again reduces your fear of failure. Build your empathetic muscle, okay? Build your empathetic muscle. Start encouraging and listening to what you're telling yourself. Right? And tell the people around you, listen, you got negative people around you, reevaluate your community. Create a supportive community to be around that value you, that don't judge you, right? And a place where you can feel heard. And then understand and acknowledge their emotions as well. This fosters a strong relationship and reduces social fears and anxieties. We all need that community. We need that loving, kind, nurturing, empathetic, brave space, right? Then fostering some psychological safety. And I know that you may have heard this in the workplace. That's a big term now. Everybody wants to feel safe in the workplace. But only you, right, can help change what you're thinking about your culture. But begin to celebrate mistakes. And I know that seems odd. I have created a norm that I learned in a program about celebrating mistakes. And I've adopted it. That helps us with this perfectionism syndrome that we have. No, we're going to celebrate and learn from failure. This reduces the fear in making mistakes and encourages us to be curious, innovative, and to grow. I don't know what makes us think that it's got to be perfect. Oh, I know what makes us think that, because that's what we see on social media. Perfection. Okay? And then if we're in the workplace, encourage your leaders to adopt some of these practices on celebrating mistakes as well. And then we've got to have a growth mindset. We've got to have a shift in our thinking. We've got to cultivate a mindset that views this as an opportunity. What is this, Dion? This meaning fear reduction, right? This meaning facing setbacks. This meaning going back to those things that we didn't quite get to last year on that vision board. Why? Because we were afraid. Okay? And then you know what's something else that we don't do enough of, ladies and gentlemen? We don't celebrate our successes. Somebody told me that recently. Dion, you just go. When do you celebrate something? You finish one thing, check the box, and on to the next. And that has resonated with me. So I have now learned to stop and just celebrate it. Celebrate my joys and my efforts, right? Not just outcomes, but focusing on the process and the effort into achieving goals rather than just the results. This helps reduce fear and failure and encourages persistence. And then, who are your mentors, right? Get you a mentor. And I've said this before on the podcast. Get you some friends that understand your challenges and can help provide you with some constructive criticism and people that are going to tell you the truth in love. Don't isolate yourself in your professional and personal settings, but find you some truth, right? Truth mentors that are going to be honest with you. And then participate in opportunities that are going to grow you in social emotional spaces. Reflective opportunities such as yoga, having some quiet time by yourself. You don't have to do meditation, just get quiet. Just sit still. Just slow down for a minute. I guarantee you, and yes, I said guarantee you, if you all do these simple strategies I'm sharing with you, they will impact your life greatly. Greatly. Have a no fear mindset that enhances your emotional intelligence, right? So that you too can be like the dandelion and the lion's tooth. Because that dandelion, you all have seen it grows any and everywhere. Any and everywhere during all the seasons. Nothing stops the dandelion from growing. That's why I love that flower so much. So I'm challenging you, community. Don't let your fears, as we get ready to enter into a new year, go back and dust off your intentional vision boards. Look and see what you've done. Look and see what is causing you not to pursue your dreams, your hopes, your desires. The dandelion is a fearless plant and grows strong. Let us carry that with us. Let us carry out the message that the bushman told me in the bush. No fear. Let us have a no fear philosophy. Because this concept involves facing challenges and uncertainties with courage without being paralyzed by fear or self-doubt. It's not about eliminating fear. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what Stovall is saying. But I am saying let us manage it. Let us manage it well socially and emotionally. Let us respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively to fear. So family, community, don't keep putting it off. Don't keep putting off your future. I love what Dr. Fegan says. She says, your next is now. I have coined that myself, and that's what I tell myself. No, Dion, your next is now. So Dandelion community, no fear. Walk, run, chase your lion's tooth, starting today, starting now. Don't keep waiting for what's behind that door. Don't let fear stop you now, but you tell fear to get out of your way. No fear, no fear, no fear. Dandelion community, I thank you. I want you to go to YouTube and subscribe. I'm really working to build my subscribership up. I'm hoping and I'm desiring sponsorship. And if you know of anyone that you feel should be on the show, please send me their information. I want you all to comment and tell me what your fears are, or what your fears have been that you've been able to overcome. Share any strategies that you have used, or any that you've heard today that you're going to try. Remember, there's so much information out there, so many apps, so much support, books, podcasts even, on how to overcome your fears. Don't stop now. You can do it. You got this, y'all. Come on, Destination Dandelion. You got it. So if you would, contact me. Go to my website, do a contact card. Let me know how you're enjoying the show. And I can't thank you enough. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Thank you for joining me on Getting to Know With Sto, the Dandelion Dialogue. And until we meet again, you all go and bloom and be great. Bye-bye for now.